to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye. Chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye. I gotta say, at that time I'd like to meet Kanye. See, I invented Kanye, it wasn't any Kanyes. And now I look around and there's so many Kanyes. I used to love Kanye, I even had the pink polo, I thought I was Kanye. What if Kanye made a song about Kanye? Call I Mr. Old Kanye. Man, that'd be so Kanye. That's all it was, Kanye. We still love Kanye, and I love you like Kanye loves Kanye.
Well, welcome into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. You know, we are always on theme over here, and I mentioned to you that we are going to be talking about shortly Kanye West and why, just what the song says, fans are saying we miss the old Ye, and he's not here for it, because that's what Kanye is. So we're going to talk about, is it fair to expect your favorite artist to stay in the same place? Now, we were talking about previously about Britney Spears. Pretty Brown Mimi said to you, Trent, you can't be a hoe in your 20s, and you can be a hoe in your 20s, Trent, not in your 40s. Thomas Outlaw says...
I disagree. There's a resurgence, baby.
A regifting?
And some people are late bloomers.
That's true.
Like, I didn't have my hoochie phase until my 30s.
They could have the pop-offs much later. I get that.
And I'll probably have a resurgence in my 50s because right now the shop is closed down. So I will probably pop it open, baby.
Okay.
Bust it wide.
Whenever it works for you. I'm not mad at that.
Yep.
Thomas Outlaw says, why the Four Seasons? Britney could have gone to the pool at the Palms in Vegas or wild out at Waffle House. Well, she's in LA. We don't have Waffle House. And the Palms is 246 miles away. So why not go?
Take that mess to Vegas.
Because
it's local and we need to see you elsewhere. No, stay out of Vegas. Because last time she went to Vegas, she got punched.
Listen, Brittany just gotta chill. I don't know. I hope she gets back into therapy.
That girl don't need no therapy. She needs some.
She might, because it could help with her attention situation. Forensic accountant says this Kanye needs Donda badly.
Oh.
Perhaps. You know. I mean, this Kanye is very different from the Kanye that Donda left.
It's this manufactured Kanye.
Or it's just who he is. You know, some people don't always evolve in
He's
the
trolling.
ways that we... I mean, I do think he trolls with some of the stuff. But here's the thing. Even in his trolldom, you know, some people don't always evolve the way that we expect them to. Or take on, you know, the parts or the expansion in the way that we would like to see. Right?
Sure, but who are we to say, really? We don't know that person. We don't know what they go through every day.
That is true.
We don't know what their triggers are.
We know what some of Kanye's triggers are.
Do we?
We know the ones that... I mean, here's the thing. Let's not do this. I know, of course, you don't know everything about a person, and there's always things that are hidden, even from those that are closest to you. But let's not act like the things that you put on display when you are out in the public, even if they're small glimpses, still aren't a part of a pattern that, at least speaks to one aspect of who you are. That's just my thought. You're making a choice to put yourself out there in this fashion for a reason. And we can, dial it down to just attention or, prepping for his release, which comes out next month, which I'm sure is a great deal of it. But there always is, a reason. It's not just like, hey, this is fun. It is, you're plotting for something.
Right.
So at least that's the way I see it. Because another thing is these wild outs always seem to happen in close proximity to the release of something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Listen, the lawsuits aren't over for Diddy. Diddy is facing a $10 million lawsuit for allegedly stealing the trademark rights to the single that he did with the City Girls, Act Bad. And
not Carisha
and JT, to sell music and merchandise. So, I don't know. I guess when it rains, it pours. So he's being sued by a former business associate who claims that he violated a contract. He says that, the person that filed the suit is an inmate at Collins Correctional Facility in New York. His name is Charles Kenyatta Jr. He's known as Charlie C. And he claims that he had a binding agreement with Diddy and Bad Boy, which held his trademark for the Act Bad brand, right? He says that he never gave them permission for the trademark to be capitalized on, despite Diddy doing so. So he said once he realized the trademark was allegedly being used unlawfully, he reached out to his lawyer in an attempt to reach out to Diddy regarding the matter, but was ignored. So he said the trademark was taken for profit without his knowledge, and, the contract was made without his consent, he is alleging. And he wants dough. He's in jail, though. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it sounds like something that Diddy has been accused of in the past. But I would want to know more about this, how long they've been in jail, what they're, it's possible, but I don't know. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to have more trending topics and headlines. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, Kanye, I don't know if you saw the video. I think it was last week. He and his wife were walking, and some man was shouting at him, was like, "You ain't ish, Kanye." Da-da-da-da-da-da, like going in on him. And what I found was interesting is that we've seen Kanye wild out on paparazzi, right? Run up on them, talk about fans. Nope. Kanye politely got into the because this man seemed really off, sort of dangerous. So Kanye just got in the car and drove off. No incidents, no response, no rebuttal, nothing. However, last night, someone decided to DM him. It was a fan on Instagram, somebody named Tig Savage. And he told Kanye that he needs to go back to Jesus. Well, that set Kanye off. I don't know why he did that. Kanye was like, "Naysayer, you can't tell me what to do on my page. Unfollow if you don't like it." So the fan responded because, I guess he thought he was giving constructive criticism, right? He said, "I love your music and the old you. It has inspired me, my friends, and many other people out there in this world. Please don't change because people want to. People want the old Ye. Be the old Ye I used to love. Thanks." Kanye replied by saying the fan sounded insane and suggested that he go listen to the old Ye if that's the Ye that he wants to hear. He said, "I'm a 46-year-old grown bleep man. Go make some kids if you want to have somebody you can tell what to do." And then he added, for emphasis, "F you and every single person trying to tell me who I need to be, what I need to post, what I need to focus on, who I can vote on, what type of music I should make, what type of clothes I should wear." So, he's right.
Yeah, I agree.
But
that's not me.
No, it's me. He's right, but my but is, why even respond? 1. 2, if you know you don't care about what the old, whatever, they've been saying this to you for years at this point. What do you want from them?
He wants to troll. And he wants to be relevant and to keep talking because that's what he's known for. He can't not say anything.
Because it's like...
Except for when he's being challenged in the street by a naysayer.
Listen, because, you know, it's strange to me. You're dressing your wife. You put her in these tiny bikini bralettes, right? And have her walking around in Vegas with no shoes on. But then you show her making cream of wheat with an S&M mask on and boots in the kitchen. Kanye... That's a little backwards.
It's all staged. It's fake.
So, you know, there have been conversations about from like the Adidas executives. I believe Kim said something, and kind of the way that I feel he presents his wife seems like his adult entertainment addiction is resurfacing his head or something. You think it's all just, he knows. What do you think about her, though? Do you think that at some point, because we know he dressed Amber Rose and she wasn't supposed to talk, and people found her really intriguing. And I feel like he's trying to do that again or recreate another Kim, but it's not working.
Because people, they have caught on to his drama and what he does. And again, as it pertains to the wife or whatever she is, there's always a willing participant to the madness.
But so, which brings me to my next question. There is always a willing participant, and generally it's for money or for fame, right?
Or both.
So if 6 months from now, a year, she comes out and says, "Oh, I felt trapped. I didn't know what to do." Does she deserve empathy for that?
It depends. Did she try to make a run for it when she was in the airport? Did she try to jump off of a moving boat in the middle of the Mediterranean for somebody to come rescue her?
What is that? What's that from?
I'm just saying.
Oh.
It's from Taken, but I'm just saying, did she try any of that? Then, I mean, because if you're in an extreme situation, that means you have to go through extreme measures. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's at a certain point, I'm not going to feel sorry for you because you signed up. And here's the thing. You know in these situations that something is off. And you keep going for it for whatever reason.
For the allure of fame, the attention, the same thing, right?
So you sign up for it, and if you feel like you're being trapped, and even a month, 2, 3 months in, you're going to find a way out. And let me just tell you, there are enough instances where we've seen you to where you can get away. If I'm in a situation and somebody got me trafficking or we kidnapped and it's a high profile situation and we in New York and I'm walking on the red carpet, what you think I'm about to do?
Right.
I'm about to run and I'm about to break out into a subway, child. They're going to have to catch me in the track somewhere because I'm out. I'm hopping tracks. I'm on trains. I'm in a cab. I'm trying to get out, okay?
So I think a lot of people feel how you feel,
yes.
Right? And that is why we get the questions with some of these things later. Is it just...
Did she try to get out and they recaptured her? Did they Hakeem her in the park?
I remember reading something where it said that her friends were concerned about her, but she, you know, I don't know if she said anything. I don't even know if she has social media or
if my friends are concerned about me in a relationship and they're really concerned about something, they're coming to get me. They're coming to knock down the door. They're sending the authorities. No, they're coming to get me. They're coming to where I am. They're coming to hop over the fence because my friends, they're hopping over the fence. They're coming to get me.
I mean, but can you hop over Kanye's fence?
I'm not calling names, but I know a man who will hop over a fence if I'm in trouble. He will Rapunzel a situation for me.
I know that's right. You need friends like that.
He's done it before.
So what do you think about the aspect of fans not wanting to see an evolution of an artist? Do you think that is unreasonable? Or
don't people evolve? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So isn't an artist a person just like anybody else? Sure. So sometimes they evolve, sometimes they don't. I mean, are we talking about you want an artist to stick to some kind of formula as a pop star, as an artist? Okay, I get that. But aren't they allowed to switch up the formula sometimes and change?
I mean, I believe they are. I think even, I mean, because we talked about this briefly with Andre and the flute. We obviously see it with Kanye and some of his
This
fans.
damn flute.
But just in general, if, people want to, you even think about someone like Khalees, who, is
Let's
a
use
farmer.
let's use Janet Jackson
In what capacity?
as a person who has not really changed much, but has changed.
She has,
Yes,
but
there's a formula that she sticks to,
yeah.
and she's ventured from the formula. She saw how it turned out, and she's gone back to the formula. This is why we're still booking her in arenas, and she's selling out tours. There's a
So,
formula. She's evolved, sure. She's not Little Miss Penny anymore, but she's the same girl.
right. So it works for some, but then you look at some people when they make a hard change or a hard left, fans, aren't
Aren't
with
as
it.
forgiving,
Yeah.
yes.
And they feel, oh, you're not keeping up with the times. Like you can still be you, but it's a dangerous game. I was
Which is why I
watching,
use Janet Jackson, because she's evolved with the times.
yeah,
Every
and
era.
still stayed her. But do you think that it can be attributed to just because she is from a legacy family
No,
that
definitely not. And we squashed that in 1990 with Rhythm Nation.
no, 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 no. When that's not. I'm not saying that Michael is propping her up. I don't feel
Yeah,
that way because if that was the case, Latoya Jackson would have all the accolades in the
she
world as far as
does.
music. Not quite.
I love, everyone loves Latoya Jackson. She is a plastic surgery pioneer. And if she walked outside right now, 5 people are stopping her for autographs.
I mean, okay, facts, but what I'm saying is, be that as it may, as much as they love Latoya, right? As much as they want to see Latoya and would be excited, are they gonna buy Latoya's music? They haven't thus far. Anytime she released
Because
anything,
love don't lie, girl. Ain't nobody thinking about Latoya and her music.
and that's my point.
Yes.
Because so I'm saying I don't think that I think when people attribute Janet's success to writing Michael's coattails, there are two other sisters who both had musical outings that, although Centipede was the
It
jam,
was a knock, baby.
they still didn't do what Janet did.
Yeah, because
So
Janet is that girl.
right, she stands on her own. Shout out to all the Tauruses in the world, but
And Jermaine Jackson.
again, I think Randy tried it for a minute too,
And the Gypsies.
and it didn't work. So, but what it didn't. But then there's some
I'm
artists
just thinking about something that my uncle said.
like, there's some rappers who get stuck that can't move past, and when they try to change
Oh,
with the times, people feel like they are
Chingy.
pandering or whatever. So I don't know. I think it's hard, especially now, to be an artist because you can't. You can, but you can't really take the time off like you used to cultivate more experiences to make a fuller project because memories are short now, right? But they expect a lot more for them. You have to be a lot more accessible as an artist. Even Janet.
Well, I think that's a part of it, of the staying power now. You have to be a little accessible, even if it is minimal.
Yeah.
You have to have some sort of presence.
You have to give the trickery out there, make them think that they are much more in tune and involved in what you have going on than they probably
I
actually
always
are.
go to Janet though because she's been pulling the same stunt on us for 40 years, and we still buy into it.
Shy girl.
Oh, everything is blah blah blah. I'm on tour. Come see me. Great. And we buy right, and we're right there for $200 on the floor seat.
Listen, forensic accountant, I believe he's talking about, yeah, he said you leave the door wide open and get mad when someone walks in. So Kanye has this collaborative project with Ty Dolla Sign. It's three, I think, chapters, verses, or whatever, with the the first part of the trilogy, I guess it is, was supposed to drop either earlier this month or late last year, and it got pushed out to now February 9th, and there are 2 more dates. And we know Kanye will change up the order, the songs, the listing right until the last second for his album. But I am curious to see what he and Ty Dolla $ign put together, because Ty Dolla $ign is like the new age Nate Dogg, I feel.
I went to high school with him.
Did you? Hamilton.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Hamilton Yankees. Well, what are your thoughts on him? You've seen him evolve musically.
I enjoy Tyrone very much. I'm very proud of him and in his success. I remember him. He's younger than I am, so I remember him just being what was then the electronic music studio, which was like the producer's lab. So he would be in there all the time, even as a freshman, when he wasn't even taking classes. But from what I remember, I forget what his lineage is, but he comes from a musical family.
Yeah,
his dad was like a member of a group or something, like back in the day.
I feel like Earth, Wind, and Fire or Kool and the Gang.
Or something like one of those
Andy,
groups.
do you know? Andy can't hear me. I want to know and remember who it
Yeah,
is.
so it's one of those groups. So he comes from, that kind of cloth, but he is.
Thank you.
Yeah. So he is serious about his craft, and I really appreciate that and admire that about him, just to see what he's done just as a kid, and he followed his passion.
So I'm gonna go left for shout out to Lakeside though, fantastic voyage. Hey, come on, take a ride. Anyway, Hamilton was a performing arts school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Adam Milan joining the chat. He said, "Hey, Night Owls." Being surrounded by so much talent, you yourself, in a journalistic capacity, a lot of those people were in the arts or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you look back on that time and see imprints to now, or was it just high school for you?
Imprints, what do you mean? As far as what?
It's just, being surrounded by creativity, like people that were manifesting what they, you went to school with Nip, you went to school with Omarion, you went to school, there's a couple of other people.
Kyla Pratt.
Yeah, you went to school with a lot of people.
Robert Richard, I was in English class with him. Yeah.
So, that is a lot of
Lizzie Kaplan from
an LA story.
Yeah.
I love Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah.
That is Mean Girls.
Yeah.
That is Fatal Attraction, the new version of it, a couple other things. So, when we come forward, I'll get your response. I just wonder if, being around that and seeing all of these people that you were, in high school with manifesting, and you yourself, do you look at those times and think, I could see the seeds of things I was laying then and how they unfolded and how being in this environment added to it?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because
we're about to go. When we come forward,
Yeah.
we're going to hear about young Trent the artist and being around all of that talent and how it nurtured and grows. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports. Up next.
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye. Chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye. I gotta say, at that time I'd like to meet Kanye. See, I invented Kanye, it wasn't any Kanye's. And now I look around and there's so many Kanye's. I used to love Kanye, I even had the pink polo, I thought I was Kanye. What if Kanye made a song about Kanye? Call I Mr. Old Kanye. Man, that'd be so Kanye. That's all it was, Kanye. We still love Kanye, and I love you like Kanye loves Kanye.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A bill designed to prevent the removal of historical monuments is making its way through the Florida legislature. A Senate committee approved a measure that would stop local governments from removing or destroying statues. The move comes as the city of Jacksonville continues its fight over Confederate monuments after the mayor removed one from a city park last month. A former Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy has been sentenced to a 1.5 years in federal prison after violating a man's civil rights. In 2020, Christopher Hernandez was one of 2 deputies who threw a man in a patrol SUV after he told them to leave 2 young black men alone at a skate park. The victim was then injured after one of the deputies crashed during a pursuit with him still in the back seat. Hernandez pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy in July. His former partner has already been sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for his role in the incident. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Drought, war, and rising food prices have doubled the number of families facing malnutrition. You can help. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your Black.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vid. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
F for the fatties, where my
Do you want me to?
Yeah, but shoot boogie.
Entertainment.
Yeah, so we gonna do this.
Yeah, girl, you taste like a Cinnabon. So sweet from the thighs to the cheek. Sex on the beach, check the size of my meat. Call me the butcher, ludicrous, king dingaling, seat smusher, sweet street pusher. Give me that gusher, nasty stuff. Look up, I took her, ran out of looker. Time to read up. Here comes her nook. Who gives up? Rap fame and plat bangs, they can't hang. I mac dings and pack things and act strange. Dang-a-lang, dang-a-lang. Oh no, they can't stop. Take it to the floor, back up and then drop. Effervescent, times of the essence. Make them undress in less than 3 seconds. Roars keep stepping, keep slobbing. Sex as a weapon, clothes that I slept in. Streets keep mobbing, thieves keep robbing. Get 2 in your butt, 3 to your noggin. Creeping and crawling, I'm incognito. Can't catch the ball, then you in the wrong league. Let a dog breathe, watch a pimp walk. Shut your up when you hear a pimp talk. Riskier dreams, crispier creams. You're looking mighty fine in them jeans.
Shout out to LL, Luda, everybody that was down with FUBU. Because that song was prominently featured with some FUBU stuff in it. That's why I'm dropping FUBU. I realize it's Luda, right? Okay, I was like, this has something to do with FUBU because all that's coming to mind, that was back in the 2000s when they were still doing compilation albums and stuff like that. 2001, okay. So shout out to that. Forensic Accountant in the chat says, Prince fans were expecting Purple Rain 2, Purple Rain 3 and 4, but what did he do? Release Around the World in a Day and Parade Under the Cherry Moon and sold out every show until the day he died. Let's talk about it because I love Prince. I love Prince deeply. Sometimes, like, I used to go back and forth in my childhood between Michael Jackson and Prince. Of course, that was a thing, but I love them both. But as I've gotten older, as much as I love Michael, I really, really love Prince. And I think it has to do with the fact that he played so many instruments openly. You know, the fact that, I mean, not unlike Michael, they both switched things up and themed things out album per album. And, you know, really experimented with it. But I don't know. Like, I love them both, but I just feel like as I've gotten older, Prince's, maybe, you know what it is? And this is going to sound crazy because, you know, people used to always make jokes about Prince and femininity. But Prince felt like a more well-rounded man, if that makes sense. I knew about his love life. Not that I didn't, you know, but it just seemed more real, even though they both had their own, you know, image that they put up. Those are just my quick thoughts. So, tell me about manifesting and being in that environment. Trent.
You know, Hamilton was, when I was there, it was a chaotic time.
Go Yankees.
It was chaos when I was there at Hamilton, because we were just young kids. But in hindsight, it kind of laid the groundwork for where I am today. We all were very strong-minded children. We knew what we wanted to do. We went after it, and we made it happen one way or another. We were very focused on what we knew what we wanted to do at 14, and we set out to do it. Other people just didn't have that drive. Like, I knew at 14 I wanted to be a talk show host and a journalist. So I went for it. The musical part came in. I was musically inclined, but that was my mother's thing. She wanted me to be a musician. So I sang and I played the saxophone, and I majored in musical theater in high school.
So you were a part of the Performing Arts Academy?
Yes. Okay. I had to audition you have to audition to get into Hamilton.
Yes, you do.
And you have to be the absolute best to get into that school. Like, they just don't let anybody in there. So I had to audition to get into the program. So I was a musical theater major, triple threat over here.
Ow, let's get it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so it was a fun time. even though I absolutely hated high school.
Did you really?
Oh, I hated high school. Hated it. But at 40, I would relive it again.
So let me, if you could.
I only liked my senior year of high school when they put me on to transfer me to Crenshaw. Now that was the experience.
How long did you go to Crenshaw?
1 year, just my last year, my senior year.
That's kind of, so for me, well, I was at Hamilton for a year and a half, and I was at Dorsey for a year and a half, and then I was at Bel Air Prep before that. So, you know.
But it was two vastly different experiences. I appreciate my Hamilton experience very, very much, but there was nothing like that Crenshaw experience. Like,
what was the difference for you?
It was just real.
So you feel like Hamilton wasn't real because people were career focused, or because they were operating on a different system?
It was a fake place. It was a performance art. It was a performance piece. The whole entire thing was a performance art experience. It wasn't real.
Okay.
When I got to Crenshaw, it was like, oh, this is who I am. These are my people, you know, and I fit right on in there, and it was a good time. I really wish that I would have had all 4 years at Crenshaw.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still would have been where I am. I still would have been a journalist, but I would have just it was a different experience. I found myself at Crenshaw.
Okay.
In ways that I didn't in Hamilton. Like,
you felt like you were stifled in the other environment because it wasn't real?
I was very much stifled, and the issue is that you have to think. So there were three factors. There was race because of where it was, and actually it was weird around that time. It was my weight, and it was my sexuality. So it was all three things that came at me at once.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I would think in a creative environment,
no,
those things would be more tolerable.
No. If I was skinny, sure. But because I was fat, they didn't like fat. I remember Richard Schreier.
Fat is the final sin.
Oh yeah. Oh, Richard Schreier, the director of the musical theater department. He looked at me and told me, "You're not getting this role because you're fat. And if you can lose the weight, you know, over the summer and come back, then I'll think about it." But they couldn't tell me no because I was so good that I was better than everybody else, so they had to let me do it.
America's Next Top Model tease.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He died.
Okay. So listen. I mentioned that there is a resurgence for some 2000 video vixens. So there's a new video from Turbo and Gunna. The song is called Bachelor.
Where is Melissa Ford?
And Melissa Ford is on the Joe Budden podcast, and we're going to hear from her in just a second. But featured in this video are Rosa Acosta. You know, she was big when she used to do the stretching video. She's a ballerina. She was in Drake's Best I Ever Had video. There was Katie Aubert. You know, she was in Next Friday. She also was one of the original Fantas, back in the 2000s, and her character was Donna in Next Friday. Lanisha Cole is also in this video. We know she was in the Pharrell Frontin' video. She was a Barker's Beauty on Price is Right, and, you know, beautiful, simply stunning. Sasha Gates. Sasha is from Toronto. She was in Big Pimpin', Peaches and Cream. Ebony Jackson, she was in the 50 Cent Wanksta video. Red Bikini, Kanye's workout plan. So, you know, it's a lot of girls. The girls, Esther Baxter, everybody knows her from P.D. Pablo, Freak-a-Leak video, and Nelly Shake a Tail Feather. And also, who else was in there? Bria Miles, Tammy Torres, and I think that's it. So the question was no, those aren't the ones. You don't consider those primo. They were King magazines, XXL's Eye Candy of the Year.
What's that? The Price is Right girl again? What's her name again?
Bria Miles. Not Bria. Lanisha Cole.
I remember her. I know exactly with that face.
She's beautiful.
And I would never consider her a video vixen. I mean, she was up there with Bob Barker.
I mean, you got to start somewhere. So it's
Yeah.
Claudia Jordan. Listen, when we come forward on the other side, we'll get into why Melissa Ford had a little clackback when asked about this video and if they were missing her and another name you mentioned earlier, Corinne Steffens. All that on the other side.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
We're not just a thermometer recording and broadcasting popular opinion. We aim to be a thermostat, transforming the conversation about climate justice in our community. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Granddad, what's good?
Hey there, got us a quarter pounder with cheese and McNuggets.
Wow, haven't had our special McDonald's order in a minute.
Heard your little tic-tac-toe dance didn't get no likes.
Oh man, is Mom telling everybody?
You know she is.
There's a deal for every favorite grandson at McDonald's. Right now, get one favorite like a quarter pounder with cheese or 10-piece chicken McNuggets and get another for just $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, I'm not alone in the studio. Trent the artist is with us. We were discussing a little video vixen lore from back in the 2000s. They were brought back into effect and looking amazing, I might add, in Gunna and why did I just forget the guy's name? Gunna and Turbo for the new song Bachelor. And so, you know, Melissa Ford ended up jumping into the mix about this because she was asked a question, who should have participated or why wasn't she in there? So we're going to hear her comments in a second, but I want to answer Forensic Accountant's question in the chat. He asked, was Daphne Duplay the one that they were just talking about in Pac's All About You? She was always my guess. I'm going to go with it was probably a few women. I don't think it was just one in particular because the reality is, you know, it is all about every little city we go, every other video, no matter where I go, I see the same one. So, all about you, that's what it is. Do you know? It's why I always say they love a referral, because they do. So even though they're popping off about it, they have their picks. They could pick another one, pick one that is not as popular, but they don't choose to do that because they like the association too. That's just my little theory. So let's hear what Melissa Ford had to say.
Outside of Mel, they was missing somebody else. Who? Who you? Corinne.
What?
What do you mean? Corinne Steffens. 100% should have been in there. If you go on that, she's one of the first video vixens.
Name a video that you know of her in.
Mystical.
I know one, but a music video.
That's what I'm saying. I know another. I mean, I can name a lot of videos.
Y'all please stop stepping on Mel's hate right now. E, she asked you a question.
Mystical joint. She in a Jay-Z joint.
Which one?
You want me to pull up the list?
Oh, we back? We doing a quiz? Lifeline.
I mean, she only has a book called Confessions of a Video Vixen, so I'm going to assume that she's been.
That a lot of us had a really big problem with that title.
Oh,
really big. When you think of no hate, no shade. When you think about her, do you think about her like being one of the most prolific in terms of recognizable?
Prolific. I think
like where you can like automatically say, I know her from this, I know her from that, because she was the starring role. No, you can't really say that because that wasn't.
Nigga, she took you to the cleaners. Okay, hold on.
She wasn't me. She wasn't Buffy. She wasn't Esther. She wasn't Rosa. She wasn't.
I got a list. Hold on. I got a list. She was in Hey Poppy, Jay-Z, Danger Mystical.
Before your time.
Feeling on Your Booty, R. Kelly.
While you was in Canada.
Feeling on Your Booty, R. Kelly. Fatty Girl.
Oh, all the slaps.
LL Cool J.
The slaps.
Between Me and You, Ja Rule.
Oh, come on. Come on, Mel.
She's done some videos.
Mel.
Okay, now can you remember actually seeing her in those videos?
100%.
This is so much hate.
Danger, yeah.
100%.
This is a lot of hate, Mel.
100%. Fatty Girl as well. Feeling on Your Booty, yes.
All of them we remember her in.
I don't remember her for Feeling on Your Booty.
Lying up here.
Yo, it's 40 girls dancing, bro.
Y'all don't remember?
Hey Poppy had like 50 girls in it, okay? And the majority of the shots was literally body shots, heads cut off. So there's that. And Hey Poppy comes after Big Pimpin', so I'm already here and I'm Melissa.
Mel, you're not being a girl's girl right now.
I'm not a girl's girl to everybody.
That's hate.
So,
it's a little hate.
Maybe.
Listen,
It's a little hate.
Maybe.
obviously Melissa Ford has a little shade to that, and there was beef back in the day about the title of the book, but I do think that she has a very valid point, because I remember when the article before Corinne's book came out, and she's technically Elizabeth Overseen now, but who can keep up with the name changes? I didn't know who she was. And I felt like I should have known her because I worked in hip hop. I was on a lot of video sets, and I had come across her, but it was not in a music video. It was some other stuff, you know? So I think Melissa Ford, although people are going to say it sounds like hate, you know, I think that that is a fair thing. Corinne is known for that book and what she said she did in that book.
Correct.
It did not pay off for her in theory at the time. You know, she got some trinkets, but not the stardom she was looking for. But we all know Corinne's notoriety or infamy, however you want to look at it, is all through Superhead. You know, Urban Spinster in the chat says, she's popping her collar for being a video chick. Okay, girl, go off then. And I feel you. I understand that it, you know, it is not everything, but at that time period in the early 2000s, they signified a lot. They were beauty. They were, you know, plastered across the magazines. The men were in high pursuit. There were women that wanted to emulate their looks. Like, that is a fact, and they enhanced the video and the visuals for what we've seen. I'm not saying that it takes an overly intelligent person, and that's no shade to anybody. I'm not saying anyone is lacking intelligent that does that. I'm not saying that it is, like becoming a doctor or, a philanthropist or something like that. But I'm also not going to say that it's not hard work in being in those videos, that you're not exposed to some kind of unfriendly, unkind working conditions at the same time. And, we celebrate a lot of things, even and briefly. We celebrate models. Do you know what I'm saying? High fashion models. And in theory, what is the difference? So that's just my take on that. You have any thoughts, Trent?
I agree with Melissa Ford and her Honda Accord. Yeah, I mean, once you make it to a song, but Superhead made it to songs too, but
she did.
Yeah, but we like Melissa Ford.
I think that she just has a point, though. I can't pinpoint. Now, everybody knows about Danger, but even in that, I don't think people readily identified. You just thought about it like, did that girl have star pasties on?
We don't really know her for videos. We think of her just, as you said, the book, and for her interests.
Yeah. Lil Wayne, whomever, the random things. Mm-hmm. So, though she came in spicy with her take, I do think that, she has, along with the other women that they listed, earned a certain amount of credibility and respect in that arena.
Sure. So, if that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do, why not? What's the problem?
Not judging.
What do you mean? No, there's a judgment in there.
No, absolutely not.
A slight one, no.
Nope. If that's what you want to do, just be ready for everything that comes along with it.
What do you mean?
Never living that down, even 20, 30, 40, 50 years later.
Living what down? Having been in a video?
Or writing a book about your oral fixation.
Oh, well, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Because she wanted people to move on from the name, and
it's not gonna happen, sis.
Ever.
That's who you are.
And she went really hard.
Talk about a scarlet letter.
To rebrand it, and Superhead means a smart person, and da-da-da-da. Thomas Outlaw asks, was Melissa in a bad crash a few years ago? Yes, she was. She was driving in her Jeep to I believe it was a bridal or baby shower, and I think someone clipped her Jeep and it flipped over, landed upside down. She, her head hit the pavement. Really, really devastating crash, So, to make it through that, to come back, to be present, to be, able to utilize her own faculties is amazing. So kudos to her for that, and I'm not mad at her putting her foot down. Listen, we got one more hour of RSVP with Jill Munroe here tonight. We're going to get into 21 Savage. 21. He says that broke parents make better parents. So we're going to get into that conversation. We're going to talk about it on the other side. We're also going to talk about the fate of that couple that was living inside of a self-storage facility. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get into, of course, more trending topics and headlines. All that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Make you scream.